That means you need to unmute to do the intro.
Oh, it does. Excellent. Have we gone live yet? Yay, nay, maybe? Yes, there we
Yes.
go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Well, I hope for those of you who are of a suing dispensation over the age of 18. Welcome to the inaugural scene of Darkness in Dublin, a new World of Darkness venue. This evening's scene, or this afternoon's scene, depending on your point of view and time and indeed placement in the world, will be taking place or will start at least, in the apartments of Tessa. Is it Caryn or Kieran? Caryn? I can do names.
Corinne.
Caryn. Mispronouncing things is my thing. Tessa Caryn. It will be the start of an average everyday. We'll use the same day that is today. It will be early on Friday morning, just as she awakens. You will awaken, coincidentally, to the smell of bacon.
And she's gonna look around like, who's cooking bacon? She's gonna see if she can see a little lizard laying near her, or if the lizard's off doing its own thing.
The lizard is not currently in the room. In the sleeping room, anyway, not in your bedroom.
She's gonna get up and head out to the kitchen where the smell of bacon is most likely coming from.
Indeed. Seated atop your counter, its tail deftly wrapped around the end of the wrapped around the spatula, you see said lizardling flipping a piece of bacon.
She's gonna shake her head and go to the fridge and get some juice.
It will look over at you and blink its large black eyes before it says through the link that you inherently share with your familiar. Well, I've always believed that you bipeds had one definite advantage. Curse you and your opposable thumbs.
And she'll hold the bottle of juice and open it with her opposable thumbs and just kind of take a chug out of the bottle.
You're not making this better.
You could have asked, and I would have gladly come and made bacon.
It will flip the bacon with the spatula as it says, I believe in being handy capable.
Thankfully, you are.
It will kind of shake its head as if kind of saying, well, at least you're up, before it hops down before it puts the bacon on a small plate and kind of nudges it towards you with its head. It's like, here, take the offering of bacon.
She'll just take the bacon off the plate.
It will then proceed to hop down, kind of nudging at you once again with its head, kind of suggest, well, it will say, well, it took me 30 minutes to turn on the gas. You might want to turn it off before we all implode. Or explode. Implosion is something different.
Yeah, and she'll turn off the stove.
It will then proceed to hop up onto the table and will start to read the newspaper. So, what have you planned for today then?
Probably gonna take a shower, go to work, that kind of shit.
You see it kind of shake its head from side to side and says, oh dear, there's been another one. My, as he points at the newspaper with his tail. Or her tail, rather.
Another one, and she'll kind of glance over at the newspaper, see what they're pointing at.
The newspaper says in the large bold print that appears on the front page, Smiling Jack claims 11th victim. Then in the caption it reads, Gardaí, aka the police force, still baffled after the 11th victim of Smiling Jack. Woman found this morning in swords. Her mouth once again slit in the traditional telltale signs of a Smiling Jack attack. Her left hand also missing from the wrist down.
Wow. This guy's got some issues.
I'm inclined to agree. And unfortunately, well, needless to say, it would seem the police in this country are about as useful as a bag of warm muck.
In all the countries I've been in, that's pretty common.
How is it that you people became the dominant force of civilization on the planet?
She'll stick up both of her thumbs.
Ah, point well taken. It will kind of give you a wither. If a small dragonette can give a withering look will occur. She will kind of contemplate for a few moments before she says, "But I hope that the poor unfortunate bastard tries to tangle with you. It will just end tragically, but unlike the previous editions, we'll be reading about the death of Smiling Jack as opposed to his next victim."
Yeah, that definitely would be true. You're not like setting me up for something like, you've been planning this, like you're just not secretly smiling Jack or anything, right?
He'll blink and go, "Unfortunately, due to once again my lack of opposable thumbs, well, my ability to manually and dexterously handle a cutting implement would be slightly less exact than, from what I'm led to understand, is the norm with these types of people.
Your claws are plenty sharp.
But they're not surgeons' tools."
Uh, I know you work a spatula pretty well with the tail.
He'll contemplate and goes, "Yes, unfortunately the bacon is slightly overdone on the left side."
It's the thought that counts.
She'll nod before she contemplates for a moment and she says, "Why here? I've contemplated this recently. Why is it that you decided that this little burg is the burg that you wanted?"
Because obviously women need help, and that's kind of what we do.
She nods. She nods. Rather, I will get the she right. She nods before she says eventually, "But you could help them anywhere. Everywhere there will always be abuse. People who think they have the right to harm others. That is the nature of humanity. The strong to
Mm?
oppress the weak."
And that's why we have to be strong to unoppress them.
Or indeed oppress the faces of those who would seek to oppress them into the pavement.
That's oppression I can get behind. I think I
I
have. Pretty sure I have.
Yes, mistress, whatever you say. At which point they will just calmly go back to reading the newspaper.
She'll go and take her shower and get ready for her day.
Okay. Do you take small dragonling with you, or do you leave them behind?
She usually takes them with her.
Okay. When you call to go, they'll hop down from the table, and I assume you have some kind of sports bag or something. Oh no, they can go and they can become invisible. As
They
you walk
usually
to the
either walk beside her or like hang on her back like a backpack.
ooh, he will. She will kind of look at you, look at the couch, as if to suggest, "I need upsies."
And she'll go over to the couch and be like, "Come on."
They will then obligingly hop up on your back and curl around you as they kind of do the very chameleon-oid fade out of existence.
You have wings. You can. They work. I've seen you flutter about.
But you're comfortable.
I'm just saying, I don't have to go to the couch. You could just, couple flaps and you're on my back.
Yes, but the last time I did that, I ended up breaking a glass, and then you yelled at me.
That's why I don't have breakable glasses anymore.
That's fair. You kind of get the distinct impression that that's all the argument you're going to get.
She kind of gives her a little rub on the head as she's then starts making her way to her worky stuff.
Okay, have you selected the name of said worky stuff?
Yes, it's called the Ivea Hotel. I'll put the word in chat.
Alright.
I think I pronounced that right. I probably totally butchered it.
Don't worry about it. I've had to listen to people try and pronounce changeling words for the last 2 days. It makes me sad. It's pronounced Tuatha, you son of a bitch! Anyway, I will be professional. But, yep, it is just, you will step out of your home and you will notice the clean crispness in the air at the onset of autumn. The fact that the temperature is dropping, the trees, or at the onset of winter, the trees are now bare and stand as stark contrast against the sky, which is of itself a pale blue, untainted by clouds. The sun shines, but there is no heat to it at all. This is what it is to walk around. This is what it is to walk in winter. The mildest touch of frost still clings to the. Beg your pardon. The mildest touch of frost still clings to the sidewalk, still dapples the trees. As you hear hissed from your back, I can't exactly rate your choice of living arrangements based on temperature, mistress.
You love that heater that I have at work, so you'll be fine.
I'm cold-blooded. It's all I ask for.
And she wraps her jacket around the both of them, like pretending like she has a backpack on under it.
That's fair. As you get closer, you will notice, you'll probably have to take a bus or take, for those of you who are not familiar, the Lewis is the public tram service that goes all throughout Dublin. It's pretty cool. But as you step off the bus or the other mode of transportation, you will see that there is a group of youths gathered outside the front of the women's care shelter. Primarily young men at their late teens, early 20s.
She shakes her head like, God damn it, again? And she's gonna make her way towards the entrance, seeing if she can hear what they're saying.
There's no accounting for taste, mistress. But as you get closer, you start to hear them. They're kind of. You assume that there was some kind of altercation that has occurred because two of them are kind of staring off at each other as if they're about to break out into some kind of scuffle. And there's a group of. The group contains about. At a rough head count, you think that there might be 6 or 7 of them. There's, as I say, one of them appears to be looking down the other 5 or 6, kind of keeping their eyes on them, and he's blocking their way into the building physically as the others are trying to push him aside.
And she'll walk up behind him, look at the people. Is there a problem here?
One of them, okay, now, do you know what a chav is?
A chav?
A chav, C-H-A-V.
I am not familiar with that word.
What would be the American equivalent? Chavism is such an Irish and British thing.
If I may.
Yeah.
Basically like an obnoxious thug.
Okay.
Kind of like the way I was told to describe to Americans is a white person who thinks they're black.
Okay.
One of them steps to you. You are immediately hit by the smell of cheap cologne and the sight of blingy, yet once again the sight of blingy, offensive-looking jewelry that is worn simply to make a statement as opposed for any visual reason. And he says, "Yeah, I have a problem. That fucking moron over there won't let us into the fucking building to get my girlfriend back. Now step out of the way, bitch, before I very calmly remodel your face."
She slips her jacket off, tossing it to the side, letting her dragon hop off with it if it wants.
It's hopping off. It's like, oh boy, shit's about to get real. I'm going over here.
Alright, so I work here. So rule number 1, you can leave. I'll let you leave nicely this one time. If you don't, I will have to protect the people under my care. And trust me, buddy, you'll be hurting.
You
So
see him
much.
You see him smile with a really wide smile that shows rotten teeth. I'm not quite so rotten as to cause pain, but browned and covered. You might even sense halitosis from his breath as he says, "Oh yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Bring it on, you stupid fucking bitch."
All right. So first step, you need to kind of change up your wording because using the same insult over and over really detracts from the impact of it. Secondly, there's a lot of things I could do to you, most of which involve you ending up on the floor. Some of them involve you being dead. Which option do you prefer?
Would you like to roll charisma intimidation? Think again.
Sure. I will. I don't have dice for this, so.
Eh? What's the worst that could happen, right?
I have a success.
All right. You can see that he is very much he quirks an eyebrow at this and he says, "All right then, you want me to get more creative with my insults? I can do that. Where the fuck do you come from?"
New York.
Right,
You got a fucking problem with it, boy?
Well, I tell you what, this is my street. These are my boys. So you've got two options. Either you step the fuck off and step back to where you fucking came from, you filthy immigrant, or I swear to God, I'll send you back there in a fucking body bag.
Okay, that's the point where initiatives coming into play.
Oh my. Yay!
Because might makes right, and that means she doesn't take a shit.
That's fair. Tim, do you mind if I borrow you for a moment?
Yes, what do you need?
Basically, because I don't have my computer, I just can't roll dice. So, would you just mind rolling me 1d4 plus 4, please, just to do initiatives?
1d4 plus 4?
1d4 plus 4.
Alrighty. And I've
You
got
got 5.
Okay. What did you get, Nat?
9.
All right. Do to this motherfucker what he thoroughly deserves.
All right, so where is that thing? Is this the one I'm looking for? I think so. No, damn it.
Curses foiled again.
I have a thing that has these all like shortlisted on what all they do to make it easy on me, but I cannot find them now. That makes me sad.
Are you the Syed?
Okay, let's see. Those are all the way down here. I know I put them here. Your sheet. Okay, so she is going to beat somebody up very painfully, and they were going to hurt. She will start with a very simple strike to the solar plexus.
Okay.
What diff would you like to call that?
Okay, using a call shot, but are you using a martial arts technique that already has its own damage or
Yes.
difficulty applied? Okay. Are you death striking him?
No, I'm knocking the wind out of him.
Okay. I was going to say, because Tim is in the room, and I was just going to see if you were going to channel his inner death strike.
She's trying not to kill somebody to start her workday.
It'd be a nice place to start. I'll call that diff 7.
Okay. I have 5 successes.
Oh my. Okay. Roll your damage.
I have 4 successes.
Okay, is this still bashing, or is it anything else that is not bashing?
No, it's just going to be bashing. She's not, like I said, she's not trying to kill him right now.
She's not trying to kill him right away. Tim, do you mind rolling me 2 dice, please? With love.
Minute.
Thank you.
He soaks none of that. He's catching those hands.
Oh dearie my. What is there an additional effect for the martial arts maneuver that you used?
Stun for a round.
Okay. You see him. You see he takes his hand out of his pocket, in which there is a switchblade. At which point you immediately react, and in one very firm strike, using 2 fingers, you smash into his solar plexus. At which point you see him spasm, cough, drop the knife, and drop to one knee.
You boys want to take him out of here now?
They look at you, and they just they look at you with eyes that now radiate a mixture of fear and loathing, at which point they drag their friend bodily to his feet and have to support him as he vomits, for a start, because I don't know if you've ever gotten hit in the solar plexus. Yeah, it fucks all of your vital bodily functions. You see him vomit up his breakfast, then bile onto the floor, just completely staining the white Nike trainers he was wearing, because of course he was wearing white Nike trainers. As they physically have to drag him away bodily, making sure that he is supported so he will not fall and split his head open. Well, that was exciting for the morning time.
And she lets out a small chuckle at that. She looks to the kid that was stopping them.
He's much younger. You think he's probably only about 12. He's been very, very physically roughhoused, as in you see he's got blood pumping from his nose. He has a black eye. His lip is bleeding, etc.
So how do you know the girl that they're after?
She's my sister. No, I'm not going to do an English accent. I should stop doing that. Mostly because I don't want to make Irish people look like the bad guys. Totally, not really. She's my sister. She's my older sister, and I wasn't going to let them hurt her anymore.
Good for you. Come on, I'll get you patched up. That bleeding stopped.
Yeah. The kid looks majorly like he's caught hands, to the point that you may actually have to give him like a shoulder support to physically move into the shelter.
That's fine.
Okay.
He's standing up for women. She can respect that.
Okay. As you enter into the women's shelter proper, it's the same as any day. There's a long wooden desk that sits to the front left-hand side of the room, behind which there are 2 or 3 computer monitors happily buzzing away. Then there's a door that leads into the back where, they're through the door and up a set of stairs is where, the counseling sessions and or women's retreat area is, because they want to keep the downstairs as secure and as nondescript as possible. There are a number of inspirational posters that hang on the walls for the like of, you don't have to be with him. One punch, it's time to go. That kind of general feel good stuff, and or preventative measure stuff that you see in most areas where you have psychiatric and or physical crisis help. There's a rather nice looking, you would call her attractive, not ridiculously so, but a girl whose name is Sinead, sitting behind the counter, and she looks up and she says, "Oh, Tessa, it's good to see you. I'm glad that you stole away with those fucking hoodlums."
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna put up with that shit.
"Oh, dearie my," she says as she stands up. "You look like you've caught absolute hell, kid. Well, your sister's okay. We had her seen to this morning when the doctor came in. She just has she's got a few bruised ribs, but nothing's broken. So there's that." She'll look up at you and she'll look up at Tessa and say, "Do you want us to call the police?"
she'll look at the kid and see if he wants them. She doesn't care about having the police come. She's made her point to them.
The child himself appears to be very unsure as to what he wants. Mostly, you assume, because he probably has a concussion.
We should probably get him looked at, if nothing else.
Cool. I'll make the call then, she says as she picks up the phone. Right as she picks up the phone, you actually see her pick up the phone. Everything in the room stops. As in, everything freezes.
Glancing around like, what happened?
Outside, the cars have ceased locomoting. And inside, no one is even breathing except for you.
Can I help you? Hello?
I've really got to say, I'm entirely impressed with you, Miss Tessa. Oh yes, yeah I am.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem at all. The door through which normally you would send patients and or those in need was left open. It was left open on a prop. And from there you see a man dressed all in black emerge, and he tips his top hat to you as he enters.
She'll kind of give a polite nod of acknowledgement.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, my dear. Absolutely a pleasure. My. I saw you deal with those ruffians. It brought a tear to my eye. Really did. Absolutely chuffed stuff.
And you are...
He'll walk over and he'll extend a business card from his thumb, that's held between his thumb and forefinger.
She will take said business card and give it a quick glance.
In very spidery handwriting, it simply says, Mr. Gravedigger. And then it says underneath it, at your service.
Alright, cool. Thanks.
He'll smile and he'll say, I like to get to know my fellow disparates. I like to help them. I like to see them. I would say I'd like to taste them, but in your case, they might end in my nose being wrapped around the other side of my face. Not willing to make that sacrifice just yet.
Good choice.
No, what can I say? I don't see many sisters these days. I've no doubt that you're an expat, probably from somewhere in the United States.
That's an accurate assumption.
He'll smile. He'll pat the boy on the head, who's just, completely immobilized as he says, well now, as I've said, I merely like to get to know my fellow disparates. So, the city itself, well, everything's a little bit complicated. Then again, if the world was simple, it'd be boring, right?
Probably. No, it wouldn't, because I know somebody would pull shit, and she kind of gives a glance towards the ground.
He'll smile as he says, well, you do have a past, don't you? My. Well, anyway, needless to say, you're disparate one way or the other. Should you require anything of the Alliance? Fuck's sake, I wish we could be called the Horde. Wouldn't that be so much cooler? Really?
Oh, you're talking about that WoW shit?
Yes. Let's go with yes.
Yeah, sure, we can be the Horde if you want. That'll make you happy.
I'll lodge some kind of complaint or terms of service request for the next big meeting. Can we be called the? Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
Disparate Horde.
The disparate horde. Doesn't that sound better?
Kinda.
There we go.
Sounds like we can actually kick somebody's ass for pulling shit.
Well, needless to say, you're new here. My club, Carpe Dominatus, is always open to you. Hell, if you want, you could even dance there, but I'm not sure that's your cup of tea.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Thanks. No.
He'll smile once again and he'll say, well now, as I said, if you need anything from me, although I should probably turn the tick-tock back to the top tick before I end up causing something that will be irreparably unpleasant.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
He'll smile and he'll say, a pleasure to meet you, Tessa.
Pleasure to meet you too, Gravy.
Ooh, I like that. No one's ever called me that before. As he walks out of the room, you get the distinct impression that you kind of feel a shunt, as if you've just been pressed through a wall. Like there was a hard surface that you just been pressed through. But before you're all the way through, he pops his head back in. He says, "Oh, by the way, love the dragon," and then pop. You basically everything goes back to you see Sinead raise the phone to her ear and calls and you see her press the 9. In Ireland, for the record, we don't call 911, it's 999. Fun fact. To call for the emergency services. The things you learn.
And she will she'll sit the kid down somewhere comfortable, maybe in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure and like get him stuff so he can put pressure on the bleeding nose.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll occasionally glance out towards where the guy had left.
There's no one there. You know that the only way through that secure door goes up a flight of stairs to the second level where they're all secure rooms and whatever else have you. So there's no way he could have viably left via any back door or such or so on.
Oh no, she figures he has something that he did to get out, and if he was actually even there fully.
He might not have been. So, is there anything else in particular you would like to do?
No.
Okay. In that case, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this has been the inaugural Get to Know You scene for Darkness in Dublin. I'll be running scenes similar to this for any player character who wishes to have a brief intro to the game that has been more so on tailor-made for them, as it were. Thank you, player, for playing. If we ever have a watcher, thank you, watchers, for watching. And just remember, things do go bump in the night. Have a nice day.